Don't forget that the winner goes to the championship game against Cake, and the loser gets third place. So it's going to be Carson, and Ungo Tapo is number 34, along with Greg Lockwood, who is number 15. Toby Caradang is 23. And Bill Miller is also starting, and he's number 42. For Huna, it's the Martin twins. Show is 20. Garvin is 42. Andy Gray going to be jumping. He's 31. Steve Fields, number 24, along with number 34, and that is Kamal Lindoff. So we are ready to get underway here, and we got a little bit of water or something over here on the side here. Is one of the referees cleaning up a little bit with a towel, and Lions gold medal member here is slapping somebody's hand over there, saying bad, bad. So the referees with their pumpkin uniforms on tonight, they have the orange shirt with the black inset, and now we're ready to get underway. So it's going to be Gray jumping against Greg Lockwood. Andy Gray at about 6'1", Greg Lockwood at about 6'6". So the tap does come to Philcom. Caradang can't save it, and it's going to be out of bounds to Huna. So Steve Fields will trigger the inbounds pass. He comes into Kamal Lindoff. Kamal looking down on the baseline for Gray, drives off to Andy. Andy shot up. I think we're going to have a foul. It's going to be on Ungo Tapo. So Tapo picks up his first personal foul. Going to the free throw line is going to be Andy Gray. So Ungo Tapo picks up his first personal foul. Gray will go to the free throw line. Andy, first free throw is up and good. So Huna gets on the scoreboard first with a point from Andy Gray. Second free throw by Gray is up and good, so he hits a pair of free throws, and it's quickly 2-0 in favor of Huna. Back the other way comes Toby Caradang, goes down on the right block to Carson, to Bill Miller. They go inside to Lockwood, and Showalter Martin. And interesting call, Greg Lockwood. So back the other way comes Kamal Lindoff. Lindoff goes around the pick, dishes it back out to Martin. Martin into Andy Gray. Down on the baseline to Gray. Back to Kamal Lindoff on the left point. Back out to Showalter, off to Garvin. Show drives down the lane, dishes it off to Andy Gray. 14-footer, left it short. Rebound comes down to Lockwood. Off to Ungo Tapo. Off to Carson. Carson fakes the three. Hook pass, almost stolen away, picked up by Lockwood to Miller, and then we got a double dribble, yep. So actually I think down here they call Lockwood for a travel. Pass comes in from Kamal Lindoff off to Steve Fields. Fields across the timeline, off to hook pass out to Garvin Martin. High post to Fields. Bounce pass on the side to Kamal. Kamal, three-pointer, no good. Rebound comes down to Lockwood. Lockwood out to Toby Caradang as Garvin got a piece of that. Off to Tapo, up off the glass, and good. Nice shot by Ungo Tapo. So Tapo gets the bucket from one way. Back the other way comes Garvin. Garvin up off the glass with the left hand, no good. Rebound comes down to Greg Lockwood. He hands it off to Tapo. Tapo, nice defense by Steve Fields, tips it right back to Lindoff. Back to Garvin Martin. Garvin hook pass out on top to Lindoff. Lindoff pulls up, off to Andy Gray. 15-footer by Andy Gray is up and good. So Huna leads by a score of 4-2 as we played 2 minutes here. Across the timeline. Jim Carson, and he wants Ungo Tapo at the high post. Right side to bad pass, thrown away and knocked out of bounds nicely by Fields. So Steve Fields knocks it out of bounds, and the inbounds pass is going to come from Toby Caradang. Comes out on top to Jim Carson. High post to Tapo. He dribbles out to the top of the key, hands the ball to Carson. Carson at the top of the key looking for Lockwood. Down they go in the corner to Caradang. Long three-pointer by Toby is up and good. Nice shot by Toby Caradang. And Philcom goes up by a point. Kamal Lindoff, long three, and out, no good. Battle for the rebound comes down to Lockwood for Philcom. He hands it off to Tapo. Ungo brings it across the timeline to Karadang. He moves inside, off the baseline, bounce pass, knocked out of bounds by Andy Gray, and it's going to be out of bounds to Philcom. Karadang looking for a block on the baseline, but Garvin had pretty good position that time. Pass comes out on top to Poe in the corner to Karadang. He fakes the three, moves around Show, shot up, no good. Battle for the rebound. Miller saves it, goes up, off, way long. Lockwood tips once, no good. Rebound comes down to Steve Fields for Huna. He moves down the lane. We're going to have a whistle, and the holding foul is probably going to be on Miller. Or, excuse me, Hill. So Bill Hill picks up his first personal foul. And going to the free throw line is going to be Steve Fields. 2 team fouls now. Fields at the line. First free throw up, back rim, no good. 5 for the score. Second free throw by Fields. He left that one short. Battle for the rebound, and it's ran down by Carson. Carson for Philcom across the timeline. Pulls up the free throw line, drives inside. Oh, he's got a 17-footer. He'll take it. Can't get it to go, and the rebound comes down to Showalter. Showalter, outlet pass to Andy Gray for Huna. Hook pass underneath to Garvin. Garvin, 17-footer, in and out, no good. From the right baseline, the rebound comes down to Jim Carson for Philcom. Still 5-4 the score. Bounce pass to Hill. Hill across the zone off to Ungo Tapo. He hooks it behind his back to Karadang. Karadang, they go inside to Lockwood. Lockwood up off the glass, left it short, goes up again, left it short. Battle for the rebound. Off to Steve Fields. 2-on-2 as Fields drives to the baseline, reverses it with the left hand, left it short. The rebound comes down to Tapo. Here comes Ungo on the drive. In the lane, ball's knocked loose, picked up, right left corner to Carson for 3. Over and off, rebound battle for it. Showalter runs it down over Lockwood. Here comes Huna on the run. Showalter stopped at the free throw line, dishes it off to Gray. In the corner to Garvin. Garvin drives, pulls up, hook pass out on top to Show, turns around to Gray. Gray, a 17-footer, is up and good. So Gray with a couple of buckets, and Huna goes back on top by a score of 6-5. Remember, this is a C loser bracket game. The loser is third. The winner goes and plays Cape tomorrow night. Carson working on Showalter. Spins, dribble to the baseline. Goes underneath to Tapo. Off to Toby Karadang, and I think they got Lockwood for 3 seconds in the key. Karadang Tapo went right up with a shot, they'd have been okay. So a couple subs coming in. It looks like Garvin's going to sit down, and it also looks like Steve Fields sat down. So checking into the lineup is number 50. That's Gerald Nakamura. Down the lane. Oh, nice pass off to Nakamura. He took the shot up and good. And also number 22 is checked in, and that's Dwayne Jack. So Nakamura and Jack are both in the lineup. Carson into Lockwood. Lockwood hook pass. There's Carson, right corner. Left it short. Rebound comes down to Garvin off to Kamal. 1-on-3. Ball knocked loose from Kamal. It's going to still be out of bounds to Huna. So good defense that time by Ungo Tapo as he knocks that shot loose, or ball loose. Russ Stevens checks in. Bill Hill is going to sit down for a rest for the sky blue clad team from Filipino community here in Juneau. Kamal Lindoff. Tapo knocks the ball loose. Lindoff picks it back up. Kamal baseline. There's Showalter. Long three. In and out. No good. Battle for the rebound. Gray and Lockwood battle for it. And I think that Greg Lockwood knocked it out of bounds. Still out of bounds to Huna. 8-5. Huna by 3 inside the 15-minute mark. Gray triggers it inbounds to Show. Show, long three-pointer. Over and off. Battle for the rebound. And I think Kamal Lindoff knocked it out of bounds. It's going to be out of bounds too. Filipino community. Toby Karadang checks in. Sitting down for a rest is, sits down for a rest. Checking in as Michael M. So Mikey going to be the lead guard now as Karadang sits down. 8-5 the score. Huna still by 3 here. Bounce pass, high post. Inside they go to Lockwood. Greg turns around. Can't get it. Tips once. Can't get it. And it's going to be out of bounds. And it's going to be, I believe, off of Russ Stevens. So it'll be out of bounds to Huna. So So Andy Gray triggers the inbounds pass to Mike Lim. Lim off to Kamal Lindoff, and Showalter sets a screen. Kamal uses it and was looking for Nakamura or Dwayne Jack. They both kind of looked at each other like, Now Showalter's going to sit down for a rest, and Garvin checks in for Huna. So one Martin brother replaces the other one, as Garvin's going to be guarding Russ Stevens. Pass out on top to Ungo Tapo, and they need to get Lockwood involved in the offense here, off to Stevens. There's Carson on the baseline, tries to reverse it, left it short. Battle for the rebound, comes down to Tapo. They go inside to Lockwood, he can't handle it. Bad pass by Tapo. Steve Fields is going to check in, and sitting down for a rest is Dwayne Jack. So Steve got about a minute and a half below, and he's back in. Inbounds pass comes from Nakamura to Steve Fields. He will bring it across the timeline. Mike Lem has him. Goes up, free throw line. Kamal Lindoff drives, going to have a whistle on the foul. I think it's going to be, is it going to be Lockwood? Nope, going to be Mike Lem. So Mike Lem picks up his first personal foul. 3 team fouls now. Going to the free throw line is going to be Kamal Lindoff. Lindoff, deep breath, free throw, up and good. 9-5 to score. Pretty low scoring here. We're just getting started as we are about 6.5 minutes into this ball game. 9-5 to score. Class C action. Second free throw, Lindoff is up and good. So Kamal with a pair of free throws. The lead is now 10-5 as Huna has doubled up Philcom. Philcom hasn't scored in a while. High post to Poe, off to Russ Stevens. Russ spins on the baseline. Whistling the foul. It's going to be either Garvin Martin or Kamal Lindoff. Was it 42? We'll wait. 42. So Garvin Martin picks up the foul. That's going to be his first. Couldn't tell if Kamal got him on the spin or if Garvin got him on the shot. Stevens, free throw, up, back rim, no good. Still 10-5 to score. Philcom a little slow getting started. Huna is not too much better as they've only scored 10 points in 6 minutes. Stevens leaves it short off the front rim, and Steve Fields pulls it down. He's working on Mike Lem. Gray sets a pick off to Garvin. Garvin, hook pass, bad pass, stolen away. Looking for Kamal. Kamal broke the other way. Chapeau, stolen nicely by Lindoff. Back the other way. Lindoff off to Garvin. Ball's on the floor, battle for it. Garvin manages to pick it up, get it to Fields. Great job by Garvin. Back the other way, hook pass to Kamal. Kamal up off the glass. No good. Rebound. Fields, no good. Rebound comes down to Jim Carson, so 2 offensive rebounds there by Huna. Go for naught. Pass underneath. I'm not sure who Carson was looking for that time, but nobody was within 15 feet. So we got a timeout for Philcom at the 12:57 mark. 10-5 Huna will be back in 30 seconds. Okay, Nakamura handles the ball for Huna. Bad pass stolen away by Mike Lem. Here comes Mike, 3-on-2 off to Tapo. Lays it up and good. Shot by Ungo Tapo. So Tapo's got 4 now. Back the other way, Andy Gray. Hook pass inside for Garvin, and it's going to be off of Tapo and out of bounds. So Karadang has 3, Tapo has 4. That's the 7. Sub comes in, Andy Gray sits down, and checking in for Huna is number 44, and that is David White. Pass comes into Kamal. Kamal off to Garvin. Garvin way out on the left point. Carson has him. Back to Gerald Nakamura. Back to Garvin. Garvin pulls up 17-footer, finally gets one to drop. So Garvin Martin with his first bucket of the ball game, and it's now 12-7. Back across the timeline to Carson, to Poe. He's double teamed and got called for the travel. Tried to split two Huna players and managed to avoid the offensive foul, but in the process he got called for the travel. So Nakamura sits down and Showalter checks back in. So it's Fields, Showalter, Garvin, along with Kamal Lindoff, kicked by Carson, and at number 44, David White. Toby Caradang checks in. Ungo Tapo sits down for a rest. So Huna's going to inbound the ball here on the side right in front of the scorer's bench. Pass comes in to Fields. Steves tells Kamal, let's clear out the side here for Showalter. Out on top to Garvin. Garvin, big old baseline to Fields. Pass back to Garvin. Garvin up with the left hand off the glass. And good. Nice move by Garvin Martin. So he's got 4 now, and the lead is 7 at 14-7. Carson pulls up, hands the ball off to Mike Lim. Lim left side to Carson. Carson looking inside, and boy, they've got Greg Lockwood double teamed. Off to Carson, up off the glass. Good, nice move by Jim Carson. So his first 2 points of the ball game. 14-9 the score. Here comes Fields, hook pass going away by Carson. It's going to be a 2-on-1 break. Carson drives, lays it up. He's going to be fouled by Steve Fields. Fields trying for the block, couldn't quite get into position, and he caught Carson across the arm. They slap hands. First foul on Fields, and Jim Carson will go to the line to shoot a pair of free throws. He has not been to the line yet. First time to the line for any of the Philcom players. Carson hits the first, misses the first. Oh, no, hit it. Okay, 14-10. I thought he hit it. Second free throw up and good. Hits the rim and rolls over. He's got 4 now. It's 14-11, and Huna's lead, a 7-point lead, is now down to 3. Lindoff looking for a pick. Field sets it off to Show. Show along 3. Air ball, rebound, battle for it. Comes down to Lockwood. Lockwood out to Carson, and here comes Carson on the run again. Steve Fields, great defense that time. Lead pass ahead to Garvin. Garvin spins over Lockwood for left hand, looking good. So nice defense that time by Fields, and the resulting layup by Garvin, and Garvin's got 6 now. 16-11, 5-point lead for Philcom. They go to Lockwood at the free throw line. Inside they go to Stevens. Ball knocked loose by Garvin. Now a bad pass stolen away by Garvin. Here comes Kamal Lindoff to Garvin. Long three-pointer by Kamal, over and off. And could have had a little push off there by Garvin as he kind of pushed Mikey Lim out of the way, but no call. Baseline to Showalter, and I think we're going to have a holding foul. It's going to be on Jim Carson. So Carson is going to pick up his first personal foul. Carson with 1 now. 3 team fouls on Philcom, 2 team fouls on Huna. Sitting down for a rest is David White, so he gave Andy Gray a good breather there. Pass up comes into Kamal, off to Gray. Gray pulls up into the corner. 15-footer by Show, back rim. Battle for the rebound, and Andy Gray tried to save it. And he did save it as he bounces it off of Jim Carson's knee. Out of Bill Hill's knee, as Bill Hill has checked in for Carson. Pass comes into Lindoff. Ball into the lane. Kind of ran into a brick wall there and put up a bad shot. Caradang up off the glass and good. So he tried to jump into Greg Lockwood, and that was kind of a losing proposition. And back the other way, Caradang gets the layup. So Toby has 5 now. In the corner, pass goes to Showalter for Huna. Moves inside, up over Lockwood, left it short. Rebound Steve Fields. Off to Gray. Gray, 15-footer. I think that Hill got a piece of that. Outlet pass to Lockwood, and they're going to call a foul, and it's going to be on Garvin Martin. Picks up the foul. So Garvin picked up the foul on the outlet pass, so that's going to be Garvin's second. Basically, he saved a layup. So give the foul to Garvin Martin, number 42. 16-13, so Philcom trying to tie it with a 3 or get within a point with a 2. Lockwood, they go inside to Poe. Hungos double team, couldn't get it into Caradang. Toby for 3 over and off. Rebound comes down to Showalter. Home run pass to Kamal Lindoff up off the glass, left a little too long, and the rebound comes down to Philcom. And Caradang, or rather Ungo Tapo and Garvin kind of crash into each other. No harm, no foul. Showalter with the 3 left it short. Rebound comes down to number 22. That's Dwayne Jack off to Gray in the corner to Garvin. Garvin for 3 and out, no good. Rebound comes down to Lockwood. Lockwood for Philcom, outlet pass to Toby Caradang. We're at the 8.5-minute mark, and it's Huna 16. Ungo Tapo airball for Philcom. Rebound comes down to Garvin. 16-13 the score as Huna leads Philcom by 3. Dwayne Jack out on top to Showalter. Showalter to Garvin. They're playing catch right at the top of the key off to Kamal Lindoff. Looking for a pick from Andy Gray. Can't get it. Back to Garvin. To Dwayne Jack for 3. Over and off. Battle for the rebound. Comes down to Bill Hill. Hill ahead to Caradang. He saves. Spins in the lane, dishes it off nicely to Bill Hill, who puts a shot up and good. Nice assist by Toby and a good shot by Bill Hill, and Philcom has cut the lead to 1 at 16-15. Across the timeline comes Garvin Martin. Off to Kamal Lindoff. Tapo almost stole that one away. Lindoff, once again, jump looking for the offensive foul call. Didn't get it with Caradang, and we're going to travel call on Toby Caradang. And he knew it as he shakes his head and slapped his hands going, ah. So Greg Lockwood sits down. Checking in is going to be Jim Carson. Let's see who's going to sit down. Gary Brown checks in, and sitting down, I believe, for a rest is Steve Fields. So it's still Showalter and Garvin, Gary Brown, Andy Gray, and Gerald Nakamura. Nakamura for 3. Back rim no good. Rebound comes down to Carson. Jim will bring it across the timeline off to Tapo. Tapo pulls up for 3. Over and off. Battle for the rebound comes down to Garvin. Garvin Martin will bring it across the timeline. 16-15. Huna still by 1. Garvin splits the defense. Drives no good. Rebound comes down to Russ Stevens. Stevens outlet pass to Carson. Carson off to, dribbles to the baseline, double team, got to get it out of there. Stolen away by Garvin. Carson was double teamed and really didn't have any place to go. Garvin strips him, and I think Garvin's looking for a sub. Pass to Dwayne Jack. Dwayne off to Andy Gray, shot off of the glass, no good. Carson with the rebound, and he'll bring it across the timeline, down on the baseline to Hill, and Hill double dribbles. So Bill Hill gets called for the double dribble. Checking in is going to be Steve Fields, and Garvin's going to sit down for a rest. And it looks like Rob Markovich is going to check in, and Russ Stevens is going to sit down for a rest. Inbounds pass is going to come from Dwayne Jack off to Steve Fields, and Fields is going to bring the ball across the timeline. Pulls up off to Show. Show a long 3. It's going to be off and over the corner of the backboard, so it's going to be out of bounds to Philcom. Lockwood checks in. Bill Hill sits down. And Philcom will in, trigger the bounds in pass, inbounds to Toby Caradang from Jim Carson. So Caradang across the timeline. Looking for Lockwood inside as Fields has him. They're still in the 2-3 zone. They go inside to Lockwood. Left another one short. Up again. I think he's going to be fouled this time. Foul is going to be on 31, and that's going to be Andy Gray. So Andy Gray picks up his first personal foul. A couple of them there kind of hitting him from behind. Lockwood, first free throw is up and good. Checking in is Kamal Lindoff. Gary Brown sits down for Huna. 16-16, so Philcom could take their first lead of the ballgame if they can hit a free throw here. Second free throw by Lockwood is up and good, so Greg Lockwood hits a pair of free throws. His first 2 points of the ballgame, and Philcom leads Huna by a score of 17-16. Fields, high post to Andy Gray, back to Nakamura, Dwayne Jack in the corner to Kamal Lindoff. Kamal out on top to Jack, left point to Fields. Across the zone, there is Dwayne Jack, fakes the three, off to Showalter to Kamal. Kamal moves down the lane, ball knocked loose, picked back up. Good job by Keradang that time on the defense. Off to Showalter, almost lost it. Carson's got him. Showalter drives to the baseline. Kamal manages to pick up the ball. I think he's going to be fouled by Rob Markovich. Nope. The foul wasn't on Markovich. Foul is on number 15. That is Greg Lockwood. So his first personal foul. So give Lockwood the foul. Kamal Lindoff free throw up, no good. So Lindoff misses the front end of a two-shot. Nakamura checks in. Dwayne Jack sits down. Second free throw. Kamal deep breath. Right hand pushes up and good. So Lindoff is 3 for 4 from the line, and we are tied at 17. Across the timeline comes Lockwood off to Markovich to Carson. They go inside to Lockwood. He spins into the lane over on the side to Keradang. Toby pulls up, 14-footer over and off. Rebound Markovich. Showalter slaps it from behind, and we got a whistle. And somebody was out of bounds. I think Markovich was out of bounds when he touched that ball. So the inbounds pass is going to come from Martin. Off to Steve Fields. Fields. Nakamura, right point. High post Gray. Looking in the corner and stolen away by Tepoe. Drives on Kamal Lindoff. I'm going to have a whistle and the foul on Kamal. So Kamal Lindoff picks up the foul. He tried to reach in and knock it loose from Tepoe, but Tepoe was going so fast he couldn't get his arm out of there fast enough. And he's kind of shaking his fingers. So Kamal saves a layup, puts Tepoe at the line, and that's the first foul on Lindoff. Tepoe with 2 field goals. First free throw is up, left it short. Mike Lem checks in. Rob Markovich is going to sit down. Looks like Garvin is going to come back in here in a minute. Free throw by Tepoe is good, and Garvin will check in. And Andy Gray will sit down for a rest. So I don't see any residual effects from the cut on the top of Andy Gray's head. So now we have Garvin and Showalter, Steve Fields, Kamal Lindoff, and Gerald Nakamura. Kamal working on Keradang, although Philcom's actually kind of in a 2-3 zone. They go baseline to Garvin. Tepoe has him. Garvin spins. Ball knocked loose. Lockwood picks it up in the corner. Hands it off to Jim Carson. Carson out of there on the run to Tepoe. Ungo pulls up for 3. Left it short. Rebound is going to be down to Carson. Off to Lem. Mikey Lem for 3. He left it short. Ungo Tepoe battles, and Steve Fields on a nice defensive rebound. Off to Garvin. Garvin in the lane, and I think he's going to be fouled out here, and it's going to be on Jim Carson. So Carson picks up a blocking foul, and now it was way out in the lane. So Carson with his second personal foul now. Pretty easy call by the official that time. Not Carson's talking to the ref, but I thought it was a pretty easy call. Pass comes on top to Lindoff. Fields sets a pick. Keradang and ball knocked loose. Did Mikey Lem get him, or did Keradang get him? Toby Keradang picks up the foul. It's a good double team, but Kamal managed to step through it, and then Toby Keradang picks up the foul. That's going to be his first personal foul. So 1 on Keradang. Free throw line, as that's the 7th team foul, is Lindoff. Lindoff up and good. He's now 4 for 5 from the line. So he earns the opportunity to shoot that second one. Hits up, it's good, so he hits a pair. Inbounds pass comes from Keradang to Jim Carson. Carson will pull up off to Lem. Pass underneath looking for Carson, and from Lockwood, and Garvin did a nice job. Ball knocked loose by Lem, battle for it. It's on the floor, picked up by Carson. And we're going to have a pushing foul. Oh, my goodness. as Garvin runs right over the top of Jim Carson, and there's no foul call. Carson just kind of shakes his head. Pass comes into Lem off to Carson. Carson pulls up and knocks down a three. So Carson with 7 now. 21-19 the score. Across the timeline comes Steve Fields. Fields off to Garvin. Showalter knocks Mike Lem down. Showalter pulls up. Three-pointer straight down. No good. Rebound outlet. Lockwood off to Tapo. Off to Toby Carradine. And they had Carson coming the other way, and I don't think that Tapo saw him. So checking in is going to be Andy Gray. Let's see who's going to sit down for a rest. Is it going to be Nakamura? So Gerald sits down. The referee talking to Showalter and Garvin. I'm not sure exactly what it's about, but they're both grinning a little bit. And now Showalter's talking to the referee again. 21-19 Philcom by a bucket. Kamal Lindoff goes to the baseline all the way through, comes out the other side off to Garvin. They go inside to Show against Lockwood. He's double-teamed off to Kamal. Kamal, 17-footer. Over and off, battle for the rebound. Great tip it out of bounds. It's going to be out of bounds to Philcom. So Mike Lem is going to trigger the inbound pass. It's going to come into Jim Carson. Still 21-19, a very low-scoring first half here, as we've only got 40 points on the board, and we're only 2.5 minutes from halftime. Carson to Carradine, off to and he's going to be pushed. Oh my goodness. Andy Gray Steve Fields had 2 hands at his back and pushed him, and he didn't get called for anything except to travel. So Ungo tying his shoe here, as it also got stepped on and taken off. He's got his shoe on, and we're ready to play. So it looks like Steve Fields is going to trigger the inbounds pass to Kamal Lindoff. 21-19 the score. Right side to Fields. Lem knocks the ball loose. Out on top to Lindoff. Double team back to Fields. Hook pass on the baseline to Gray. Off to Lindoff. Lindoff goes around to pick by Show. Down the lane, ball slapped loose, and it's going to be off of Greg Lockwood. (21-19) the score, so Andy Gray's going to trigger the inbound pass. Pass comes in to Steve Fields. Fields handling the ball out there against Mike Lem in the 2-3 zone. Quick pass in the corner to Show. Free throw line extended to Gray, to Lindoff out on top. Off to Gray. Shot up, no good. Rebound and knocked out of bounds by Andy Gray. And no, we're going to have a foul, I believe, on Andy Gray. So Andy Gray picks up his second foul, number 31. Steve Fields sits down. And checking in is Leon Kane. So Mike Lem handles the basketball. Down to a minute 44. 2-3 zone for Huna. Off to Tapo. Ungo pulls up, back to Lem. Down on the baseline. Free throw line back to Tapo, to Carson. Inside to Mike Lem. Lem for 3. Left it short. Rebound comes down to Carradine. Got loose from him and picked up by Andy Gray. And a bad pass. And Garvin can't, or Showalter can't quite save it. So it's going to be out of bounds on the side to Philcom. So Toby Carradine going to clear it in. We have a sub coming in. Gerald Nakamura comes in. And looks like Greg Lockwood's going to come in also. Sitting down for the rest of Steve Fields. So the inbounds pass is going to be triggered by Carradine. Pass comes in, bad pass, picked up by Tapo. We're going to have a foul. It's going to be on Garvin. So Garvin Martin picks up the foul. Is that 3 on Garvin now? Third foul on Garvin. So going to the free throw line is going to be Ungo Tapo. Ungo is 1 for 2 from the line. He's now 2 for 3 from the line. Garvin's going to sit down with 3, and checking in is going to be David White. So Tapo 2 out of 3 from the line right now. See if he can stretch that lead to 4. It's up, second one is up, and good. So the lead is now 4, and Tapo is 3 for 4 with a couple of field goals, so he's got 7. Showalter handles the ball off to Lindoff. Double team, bad pass, got caught in the air and stolen away by Tapo. 23 off to Carradine. Toby could have driven short on that shot and gets his own rebound down. We're down to 54 seconds. He should have went ahead and drove to the bucket as he was wide open. Had the baseline. Carson, he'll pull up for 3. Jim knocks down a 3. Jim Carson. Carson with 10, a pair of threes, a deuce, and 2 free throws. Ball stolen away by Toby Carradine. He drives, lays it up and good. And he has 7. And Huna's going to call a timeout at the 28-second mark. 28 for Philcom, 19 for Huna. We'll be back after a word from... across the timeline. Carson wants to be careful. He doesn't need that 3rd foul. Off to Nakamura, to Leon Kane, off to Showalter. Show along 3, left it short. Rebound comes down to Carson. Down to 11 seconds. Markovich, back to Carson. Carson in the corner to Stevens. Stevens for 3. Left it short. Showalter. And I don't think he got it off anyway. So at halftime, it's 28-19 in favor of Philcom. We'll be back in 2 minutes with some first half statistics. It's going to be Showalter. Nope, actually Garvin with 3 fouls is going to be sitting on the bench to start the half. So it's Show and Andy Gray and Steve Fields and Kamal Lindoff and Gerald Nakamura. For Philcom, it's Carson, Lockwood, Hill, Toby Carradine, and Ungo Tapo. Bad pass, but managed to save it is Greg Lockwood as they were looking inside for Carson. Off to Carradine. Oh, bad pass again. This time it was stolen away by Steve Fields, but the defensive play meant to Showalter Martin. Fields at the free throw line, moves inside, hooks it in the corner to Gray. Gray out on top to Show. See if Show can get this one. Nope. Everything he's shooting is short. It's like his legs are tired, and that may be a possibility this late in the week. But they've only actually played 3 games. So Philcom has played every day, so their legs shouldn't be inside nicely to Lockwood. Gray whistling the foul. Nice try by Andy. Lockwood, just basically the fact that he's 5 inches taller, Gray got him on the elbow instead of being able to block the shot, but it was a nice try. So Andy Gray picks up his 3rd personal foul. Greg Lockwood will go to the line. He has 1 point as he was 1 for 2 in the first half from the free throw line. Lockwood, deep breath. First free throw is up and good. So Lockwood is 2 for 3 from the line now. Will shoot the second one. Deep breath, it is up, it is good. Bottom of the net both times, so he is 3 for 4 from the line. And the lead is now 11, 30-19. In Lane Lindoff, 12-footer left it short. And we're going to have a foul. Was he out of bounds? Yep. So they called Lindoff for being out of bounds. So the inbounds pass comes from Carradine to Carson. Could have easily called a foul, but why call it? I mean, he's out of bounds, and Philcom got the ball back. Tried to force it to Poe at the high post. got lucky. Carson, 17-footer, left it short. Rebound comes down to Lockwood. Lockwood up off the glass and good. So Greg Lockwood finally gets his first field goal of the night. So he's got 5 points now, 32-19. The lead is 13. Hook pass. Gray. Baseline. Fields. Oh, left it way long. Got his own rebound. Moves inside on Lockwood. Little short 5-footer. Rebound outlet pass to Tepoe to Keradang. Toby dishes it back to Tepoe as Showalter had him. Moves inside. Ball knocked loose nicely by Fields. Picked back up by Bill Hill on a good offensive play. Keradang free throw line to Tepoe. Inside to Hill, left it short. Battle got his own rebound, went back up again. Battle for it again. The rebound comes down to Kamal Lindoff for Huna. And we're going to have a foul. It's going to be on Bill Hill. So it was 42, yep. So Bill Hill picks up the reaching foul. That's going to be his second personal foul. In the corner to Kamal Lindoff. Tepoe shuts him off. Back to Showalter. Bad pass stolen away by Toby Keradang. Keradang comes ahead to Carson. Carson pulls up, launches a three. Air ball, rebound. Tepoe right at the spot, puts it up and good. Toronto Tepoe will take an assist on that when as Carson shot an air ball right into the hands of Tepoe, who was under the bucket. Lead is now 15 at 34-19, and Huna's going to have to make a run. I think Louis White's looking for Garvin to check in. Bad pass stolen away, and Tepoe's going to drive. Lay it up, and good. Huna wants a timeout. 36-19, 17 minutes to go, and we're going to have a full timeout. We'll be back after a word from two of our sponsors. For Philcom, 19 for Huna. Well, Philcom has played, let's see, they played 1, 2, 3, 4. This is their 5th game. This is Huna's 3rd game. But Huna's the one who looks like they have tired legs, so not quite understanding what's going on with that. Ball Lindoff down the lane. Air ball, rebound comes down to Hill. Outlet pass to Keradang. Toby off to Carson. And Keradang should have went ahead and shot that ball. Off to Hill. They go inside to Lockwood. Lockwood hit pass in the corner to Keradang. Keradang pulls up. 17-footers. Good. Toby Keradang. He's got 9, and right now everything is going good for Andy Gray in the lane. Up over Lockwood. Another air ball. Battle for the rebound. Carson. Off to Lockwood, outlet pass. There's Keradang again. He puts it up off the glass. Good. Boy, everything is going right for Philcom right now, and nothing is going right for Huna. Lead is 21-40 to 19 at the 16-20 mark. Kamal Lindoff, long three. Another air ball. Goodness gracious. Showalter, the rebound. Hits the side of the rim barely. Rebound comes down to Andy Gray. Showalter, another long three. Hits the front of the rim again to Gray. Left hand, left it short. Rebound. We're going to have a pushing foul, and that's going to be 4 on Garvin. So Garvin Martin picks up his 4th personal foul. Leon Kane is going to check in. And who's going to sit down? Showalter sits down. So everything Showalter has shot tonight has been short. Just looks like he doesn't quite have enough legs in his shot. Tepoe fakes the three. Handling the ball against Nakamura. Huna's still in that 2-3 zone. Off to Keradang. The lead is 21. Hill. They go down inside. Terrible pass. Tepoe, lucky he got a hold of that one. And the rebound comes down to Showalter. Or excuse me, to Garvin. Garvin ahead of Dwayne Jack. Almost stolen away. Kamal Lindoff in the lane. Off to Jack. Off to, there's Garvin down the lane. Garvin can't hit it either. Battle for the rebound. Comes down to Tapoe. Caradang leaks out again and managed to try to save it, but right into the hands of Garvin. Garvin for three. Left it short again, and the rebound. Garvin's going to better be careful. He's got 4 fouls. To Carson, he drives, left it short. Foul is going to be on Dwayne Jack. So Dwayne Jack picks up the foul. Looks like Markovich and Mike Lem are going to check in here after Carson shoots his free throw. Jim was 2 for 2 in the first half from the line. Free throw up, left it short. So Markovich, they're going to let him in. So Markovich is going to check in for Bill Hill. And Mike Lim comes in for Toby Caradang. So Philcom going to the bench while they're up big. And it looks like Louis is going to get a sub in here too, as David White is going to check in. So the second free throw by Carson is good. Garvin drives. Blocking foul. I think it's going to be on Markovich. So Rob picks up the foul. His first personal foul. Going to the line will be Garvin. Nope, they're going to let him in. I thought they were going to put Garvin at the line. So Dwayne Jack sits down. Steve Fields checks in. Leon Kane sits down. And checking in is number 44, David White. In the corner, Fields to Gray. He's double teamed, dishes it off to Fields, goes behind his back. It was too fancy. The ball hit the end line, but they said Carson, actually Mikey Lim knocked it out of bounds. So Stevens checks in and Lockwood sits down. Pass into Garvin. Garvin. And we're going to have a foul on, is that Garvin? If that's the foul on Garvin, that's 5. So Garvin Martin fouls out as he put the shoulder right into Russ Stevens and knocked him down. So Garvin Martin fouls out. Showalter checks in. Everybody comes over and shakes Garvin's hand. And now Juneau will inbound the ball. Phil Com. Mike Lim comes into Jim Carson. 41-19 the score as we move inside the 15-minute mark. So Garvin out on the offensive foul. Ungo Tapoe long three-pointer. Back rim, no good. Carson tipped and almost got it with the left hand. The rebound comes down to Showalter. Showalter off to Kamal Lindoff. Lindoff up off the glass, left it short. Tipped up and in nicely by Andy Gray. Nice tip in by Gray as he timed that one perfectly. Sweet shot by Gray. 41-21. Lim high post to Tapoe. Hook pass underneath to Stevens. Stevens off to Carson. Carson controls it, dribbles through the lane, tells Markovich to get out of the way. Go back to the baseline. Inside to Tapoe. Baseline to Rob Markovich. That one's going to be off the top of the backboard. And out of bounds. Oops, I think you missed that one, Robbie. Turnover to Huna, 41-21. Well, it's not as if Philcom is playing all that well. They stretched it out. Long three-pointer by Showalter. Boy, still no legs for Showalter. Stephen Fields tries to save it and can't quite. Nice hustle by Fields. Inbounds pass is going to come from Markovich into Jim Carson as we move inside the 13-minute or inside the 14-minute mark down towards 13. Stevens across the zone to Lim, inside to Carson. Reverse layup by Jim. It's good. Nice move by Jim Carson. Is up and good. So Carson with 15 now. Huna wants a timeout. So at the 13:22 mark, 43 for Philcom, 21 for Huna. We'll be back in. So Kamal Lindoff hits a long three-pointer off the inbounds pass. 43-24, lead 19. Huna fans want their team to make a run here. Paul working on Kamal Lindoff off to Mikey Lamb. Mikey says, let's slow it down a little bit. We got a lot of time, and we got a 19-point lead. Lamb pulls up, bounce pass underneath to Carson. Carson, oh my God, he's falling to the floor, and he flips the shot up, and just kind of shakes his head. Stolen away by Tapo, and Kamal Lindoff is hurt, and we've got a whistle. Nope. Amazing shot by Carson. Looks like Lindoff is going to be okay. I think as Tapo stepped forward, he kind of caught him in the with the elbow in the breadbasket there, and kind of knocked the wind out of him a little bit. Okay, we got a double foul on 22, or number 44 and number 22. So 44 for Huna and number 12, Russ Stevens, pick up a double foul. And they're just kind of laughing with each other, so I'm not really sure what that was all about, but it wasn't anything too vicious. And 44 is David White. Three-pointer up no good. Battle for the rebound comes down to Showalter. Stevens clears Showalter, and Showalter will bring it across the timeline. Pulls up, long three-pointer again. Finally got one to drop. So a little more legs in that shot for Showalter. Lead is 18 at the 12-minute mark. So let's see if Huna can make a run here. Carson. Ungo Tapo handles the basketball. Ungo pulls up off to Jim Carson. They go down inside to Stevens. Stevens moves into the lane, and we're going to have a number 44. David White had his hand on the ball. We're going to have a jump ball, and the possession arrow is going to be in favor of Huna. So a couple subs come in. Mikey Lim and Robbie Markovich sit down. Greg Lockwood and Toby Carradine back in for Huna, or for Kamal Lindoff. Leaning the three-pointer is up and good. So that's 3 threes now, and the lead is down to 15. And now Philcom wants a timeout. 45-30 at the 11:40 mark. We'll be back after a word from one of our sponsors. Okay, so we're back here. Phil Tom's going to trigger the inbounds pass. And that pass by Carson stolen away by Steve Fields. And here comes Huna. They're only down 15, and they've hit 3 threes in a row. Showalter long three. Oh, my God. He must be living right here in the second half as he banks that one in from NBA range. And that's 4 threes in a row now. And the lead is now 12. Off to Stevens. Lockwood picks it up and puts it in. So Greg Lockwood with the rebound, put it up and good. Lead back to 14. So Lindoff's hit 2, and we're going to have a foul on Tapo. And no, I don't think it was a 3. I think it was a 2. I think his foot, we'll see what they're going to give him, but I think it was a 2. Nope, they're going to give him 3, and I don't think it was. So Lindoff will go to the line for 3. First was good. We just went to the monitor in my mind, and his foot was on the line. Is that going by Kamal? Boy, he's a good free throw shooter. He's only missed 1, hasn't he, Wayne? Yeah, just 1 free throw he's missed. And now they're going to talk about it again. That's what I thought. Two-pointers. So the referees get together and talk about it again. So Kamal hits 2 out of 2. Kamal didn't argue. I think he knew it, and really Louis didn't argue much either. So 47-35. Bad pass by Carson as he's trying to get a little too fancy here the last couple of times down, and he's a couple of turnovers. Lindoff handling the ball. Kamal drives underneath. We're going to have a foul on Carson from behind. Jim Carson picks up the foul. Foul was on 27. So Jim Carson that's going to be his third personal foul. So Huna will inbound it. See if Show throws up another long three. He's been hot, might as well. Another long three. Oh, left that one short. The rebound comes down to Lockwood. Foul is going to be on Gerald Nakamura. And that's 17 fouls, so going to the line to shoot 1 and 1 will be Greg Lockwood. Lockwood is 3 for 4 from the line, 1 for 2 from the line in the first half, and 2 for 2 from the line in the second half. So Lockwood will shoot the bonus. Huna has cut that 21-point lead down to 12 with still 10:35 to go. Free throw up. Lockwood can't hit it. Ungo to Poe saves it for Philcom. Out on top to Toby Carradine, off to Carson. Carson looks around it to Poe pick. Off to Ungo. Ungo working on Andy Gray, back on top to Carradine. Looking high post, can't find Lockwood. Down in the corner they go to Stevens. Stevens drives to the baseline, spins inside. Back on top to Carson. Carson inside to Stevens. Stevens up off the glass, left it short. And nice defense that time by Andy Gray. And the rebound comes down to Steve Fields. Here comes Fields, pulls up, hook pass to Kamal Lindoff. Lindoff fakes the three in the corner to Fields. Fields, hook pass to Show. Show a long three, left it short again. Rebound comes down to 27. Is that Carson? So that's going to be 4 on Jim Carson. And he's been a huge part of the Philcom offense. He's got 17 points. So Andy Gray will go to the free throw line, and Carson has 4. Looks like Bill Hill is going to check in for him. So they say Gray is going to shoot 2 free throws. And Jim Carson asks the referee for an explanation, holds up his hand and says, okay. Gray, free throw up, no good. And Bill Hill will check in. I think Carson's going to sit down for a rest with 4. So they'll try to save him. I would imagine he'll get a 3 or 4 minute rest unless Huna makes a great big push. Gray, second free throws up and good. So Andy Gray knocks down the free throw. And the lead is 11, 47-36. To Poe. Ball knocked out of bounds and going to be out of bounds to still Philcom. Bill Hill comes into Stevens. Stolen away by Andy Gray. Ball on the floor, and Lockwood's going to be able to save it for Philcom. Off to Carradine, off to Hill. And now Huna's got the momentum. Looking inside for Stevens. Japoa 3-pointer, no good. Tipped up and good by Greg Lockwood with the left hand. Sweet tip by Lockwood. 49-36, the lead 13. Kamal drives to the baseline, off to Gray, up off the glass. And good, nice shot by Andy Gray. Well, Gray has had a nice scoring night for Huna. The lead's back to 11. 49-38. Underneath to Poe, great pass from Hill, up and good. Ungo to Poe up off the glass. So he's got 15, 8 in this half, 7 in the first half. Lead back to 13. Kamal Lindoff handling the basketball. Goes around a Showalter pick. Double team. Toby Carradine slapped it loose, and it's picked up by Russ Stevens. That one's all Carradine. DePoe broke down, and Carradine says, let's slow this baby down with 8.5 minutes to go and the lead at 13. Chapeau handling the ball. Looking in the corner, they go out on top to Carradine. Around Stevens on a high pick into Chapeau. Ungo, ball slapped loose, picked up by Kamal Lindoff. Good hands that time in the lane there. Lindoff off to Nakamura. There's a long three by Show. And good. Showalter has warmed up a little bit here in the second half as he's knocked down 3 out of 5. Third one, 51-41. The lead is back to 10. Well, I knew he passed it underneath to Lockwood. Lockwood up, and we're going to have a jump ball as right on top of that ball was Gerald Nakamura. Good defense. Possession arrow still in favor of Philcom. So checking in is number 44, David White. Also checking in is number 22, Dwayne Jack. As the inbound pass will be triggered into Carson off the glass and good. So Carson, after a couple-minute rest, comes back in, puts a shot up off the glass and good. 19 for Carson. And somebody's throwing some money on the floor here. And we certainly don't want any coins on the floor because, boy, if a player steps on those, that's really dangerous. Open, there's one referee, there's one more out there. And now checking back in will be Steve Fields. And sitting down is going to be David White. So David White gave him a good minute and a half before he got back in. They want their strongest 5 in there right now as they're down by a dozen. Kamal Lindoff, leaner, no good. Rebound comes down to Bill Hill. Kind of a little double pump that time. And Hill the rebound off to Carson. So it looks like, at least for the moment, that Philcom has withstood the great Huna run. Inside they go to Carson, working on Fields. There's Chapeau at the free throw line. He'll bring it back out. We still got 7 minutes to go. Down inside they go to Lockwood. He's working on Gray. Drop step up off the glass. No good as he left it a little long. And the rebound comes down to Dwayne Jack. Kamal in the lane. And I think we're going to have a holding foul on Bill Hill, I'm guessing. Yep, 42, that's Bill Hill. So he picks up his third personal foul. Hill with 3, going to the free throw line again is Kamal Lindoff. And Wayne, how many free throws does Kamal Lindoff have?
Like 5, 6, 7, and 7 now.
Okay, so he's 7 for 8. Oh, missed the front end of the 1 and 1, so he's 7 for 9. 53-41. Off to Hill. Hill drives, up off the glass and good. So Hill with 4 now, and he's picked his spots judiciously, but that was a big bucket. The lead now 14. 6:36 to go. High post to Gray. Gray. Oh, I think that somebody got a piece of that. We got a whistle and we got a jump ball, and this time it's going to be in favor of Huna. So great hustle by Andy Gray. As Andy's going to sit down for a rest. Checking back in is going to be Gerald Nakamura, and you can tell Andy is really winded here. So he'll get a blow for a minute or two, and then he'll go back in, but he was really pumping the chest there. Inbounds pass, Show looking to come into Dwayne Jack. And for Kamal Lindoff, he pulls up, says, I'll take a 3, and he knocks it down. Dwayne Jack for 3 nice shot, the lead back to 11, 55-44. 6 minutes to go. Carson goes to the left baseline. Inside to Ungo Tapo. He was double teamed, pulls it back out. Carson, he's going to run a little time. He'll bring it out on top. Huna is still in his 2-3 zone. Carson says, let's run a little bit of time. He's going to drive. Oh, nice pass to Tapo, left it short. Oh, Ungo had an uncontested layup and didn't get it up over the rim. Lindoff in the lane. We're going to have a whistle on the foul, and is it going to be on Hill? So that's going to be 4 on Bill Hill now. So Hill and Carson both have 4. Going to the free throw line will be Kamal Lindoff, 7 for 9, 8 for 10. Huna wants a timeout. 55-45 at the 5:45 mark. We'll be back after a word from one of our sponsors. He is 8 for 10 now, and he will have an opportunity to cut that lead to single digits, which is where Huna has not been since the first half. Lindoff, an excellent free throw shooter. As I said, 8 for 10. Gets up, missed the free throw. Rebound comes down to Lockwood. Lockwood gets it off to Carson, off to Tapeau. Ungo drives up off the glass, left it short. Carson the rebound. He's going to pull it back out. Quick pass underneath to Tapeau. Ungo got it, and it's going to be tipped out of there by Steve Fields. And so it'll be inbounds to Philcom. Philcom not taking very good care of the basketball here. Pass comes into Tapeau, into Carson. Carson working on Fields. Pulls up, fadeaway. No good. Carson runs down his own rebound, and he stepped on the end line. So another turnover by Philcom. So Philcom trying to let Huna back into this game here with a rash of unforced turnovers. Carson just trying to do too much. Kamal Lindoff has a little bucket up and good. Nice move by Lindoff. The lead is now 8. Carson trying to do too much right now as he's had like 4 turnovers in a row. A couple of really bad shots. Inside they go to Lockwood. Lockwood, we're going to have a holding foul, and it's going to be on number 22, and that is Dwayne Jack picks up the foul for Huna. So Lockwood will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. Greg is, let's see, he is 3 for 5 from the free throw line. 3 for 6, and we're going to have under Tapeau going over the back. So silly foul on Tapeau that time. Once again, that go to the free throw line the other way, give Huna a chance to score without taking any time off the clock. Well, Tapeau with his second foul, and boy, Philcom just kind of shooting themselves in the foot right here. Huna trying to take advantage of it as Showell goes to the line, and he's usually a pretty reliable free throw shooter too. So he can cut the lead at 8-6. At the 5-minute mark. Free throw up, nope, too strong. Rebound comes down to Lockwood. You could tell that one as soon as it left his hand. Across the timeline going to become Carson. Carson around the Tapeau pick. Off to Bill Hill. Inside they go to Lockwood. Lockwood drives, left the shot short. And we're going to have Lockwood going over the back of Andy Gray. So second foul on Lockwood. Gray's going to go to the free throw line. So we'll see if Andy can hit the free throws to cut that lead to 6. And that is 10-team foul, so Gray will now shoot 2. 8 on Huna, 10 on Philcom. First free throw by Gray is up and no good. Second free throw by Gray is up, no good. Rebound is picked up by Bill Hill. He hands the ball ahead to Tapeau. Quick pass off to Carson. Carson drives, lays it up and good. And the lead is back to 10 at 57-47. We're down to 4 minutes now. Steve Fields handles the ball, goes down the lane, underneath to Gray. Gray up. That's going to be a foul on Bill Hill, and that's going to be 5 on Hill. So give Gray the bucket. Hill fouls out. Checking in is going to be Russ Stevens. So Hill fouls out and Stevens checks in. Gray will go to the line. Okay, so Andy's going to try to make it a three-point play and cut the lead to 7. Gets up, and this time hits it. Oh, no, they're just coming to shake hands with Bill Hill, so the referee thought that one of the Huna players wanted to check in. So we'll see if Philcom can hold on here, 57-50. Caradang drives. Comes back out on top, looking for a pick. Gets it off, inside they go to Lockwood, up off the glass, and good. 10 for Lockwood in the second half, 11 for the ball game, 59-50. Fields inside, bad pass, thrown away by Carson. Carson out to Tapoe. Tapoe is going to pull it out. Oh, terrible pass by Ungo. Saves it into Andy Gray. And here comes Huna again. Trying to pass it all the way over the zone is just not a good idea. Caradang, oh, nice defense by Toby Caradang, and now Tapoe will slow it down. And that's exactly what they want to do, is run some clock. Down to 3 minutes. Make Huna come out and get him. Tapoe sets a pick. Caradang. Bounce pass to Tapoe. Off to Carson. Carson will bring it out. Down to 3 minutes now. Make Huna come and get you. Lead is 9. Carson drives off to Lockwood, up off the glass, and good. Nice shot by Greg Lockwood, and the lead is back to 11 now. Huna needs a bucket and a stop. 2:43. They can't continue to trade buckets. Kamal goes behind his back. Caradang's got him in the lane. Oh, wild shot. Got his own rebound. Out to Dwayne Jack a moment ago. He hit a 3. This time he's off. Fields runs down, or Gray runs it down. Off in the corner to Lindoff. Lindoff a 3. Over off. Rebound for Lockwood. And as Huna ran out of gas, looks like maybe they have here with the lead at 11. Down in the corner, bad pass by Caradang. I have no idea what he's trying to do with that pass. Showalter for 3, over and off, rebound, battle for it, comes down to Caradang. Dishes it off to Tapoe. Down to 2 minutes. He's double teamed. We're going to have a timeout for Philcom. So at the minute 53 mark, it's 61 Philcom, 50 for Huna. We'll be back after a word from one of our sponsors. Let's see, Huna's got 1 timeout, and Philcom still has 2 timeouts. So it looks like Stevens is going to inbound the basketball. They'll come way into backcourt to Carson. Jim across the timeline. Spins, comes back out. Hands the ball off to Tapoe. Ungo just handling it out on top. Off to Caradang, just running clock here. Reverse dribbles, goes back out on top. Hands the ball back off to Carson, down to 1.5 minutes now. Off to Tapoe. Tapoe drives, he'll take a 3, not sure why. And the rebound comes off to Dwayne Jack, to Kamal Lindoff off the glass, no good. Battle for the rebound comes down to Carson. Jim will slowly bring it across the timeline. And we're down to 1 minute, and the lead is 11. So is Huna going to foul, or are they just going to let him run out the clock? We're going to have a foul. It's going to be on number 50. That's Gerald Nakamura. So going to the free throw line will be Jim Carson. Carson is 3 for 4 from the line. 2 for 2 in the first half, 1 for 2 in the second half, so 3 for 4. Carson with a couple of free throws here could just about seal it. First one is up, earns the opportunity to shoot the second one. Lead is 12. Carson, second free throw, good. Lead is 13. Andy Gray comes into Dwayne Jack. Toby Caradang steals the pass away. We're down inside a minute now. Caradang, ball knocked loose from behind by Showalter. Show pulls up, long three. Looks like it's good. Nope, left it a little short. Hook pass from Caradang off to Carson, and I think that's way down in the corner to Stevens. Russell's going to stand out there and hold it. Now he'll shoot a three. In and out, no good. Final score is the only thing in doubt as Philcom is going to advance to the championship game. Dwayne Jack along three-pointer. Nice shot. That's his second long one. Pass comes into Caradang. We have a whistle and the foul on Showalter. So Showalter picks up the foul. Going to the free throw line is going to be Toby Caradang. So Philcom will actually advance to their first championship game and gold medal. Free throw line, that's 10, will be Toby Caradang to shoot 2. First free throw up by Caradang and good. Second one is up, and it's also good. Down to 17. Kamal Lindoff, long three, no good. Final score is going to be 65-53, and Philcom is going to advance to its first championship game. Huna's third.